Hi there, you are tuned into Beauty and Braids, the podcast where I, Karyne, has conversations about all things relevant to personal growth and development. Just a heads up, I'm unfiltered. You're welcome.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I had this message on my heart. Usually, I wake up in the morning, I'm having, a really good time, and I start to reflect on the gratefulness, on the amazing things, and then I get a download of certain things, and I start talking to myself. So I'm like, you know what, Karyne, stop talking to yourself. You can talk to yourself on your podcast. Like, you can talk that way. Not only are you hearing it or getting the message, but other people are hearing what's coming down and what's coming through you. You know what I'm saying? You ever get this feeling where you're like, oh my God, that was so profound. And you be like, man, if I only recorded that. This is the case. So yeah, this message was on my heart. Like I was like, I was getting into it and I was like, oops, stop. Let's get the podcast together. So today I want to talk about help. Like a lot of people look at me as like the helper. First of all, in order to achieve help in your life, you have to be someone who helps others genuinely, not people who pose as if they're helping and they really don't want to do it. Like you have to really want to help somebody. Like they don't have to ask you, oh, can you help me with this? You already see, okay, that person needs help with this. Let me grab it. It's like you have a whole bunch of bags in your hand and someone comes up to you and be like, do you need help with those bags? Like what the help means, oh, give me that bag. Let me lighten your load. Because sometimes for me in the past, I actually had that happen. Like I had so much stuff and I felt like I was so good at Tetris and making things fit and being able to carry it. In my head, I was like, I got this. And it was more of a challenge to myself. And then this guy came along and was like, let me walk you and take those from you. And I was like, I'm good. And he was just like, let me walk you and take those from you. Because he's seen that I needed help. Like I was struggling. But because I was so used to doing things alone, I built this mindset that I can do it. I don't need help. It's not that I was like pushing the person away, like get away from me, get it from me. I just felt like I got this, because I've always had it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be told, like, there was somebody, an acquaintance there for me, and she was just like, Karyne, if a man is willing to help you, let him help you. And I was just like, okay, all right, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? So it let people do it. And then he walked me, and he was a gentleman about it. And we was at church too. So it was just like, he was also being really nice. But outside of that, I've had people who, I mean, I have a nonprofit, so I get a lot of people who want to help. So they help, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the past I would get people who want to help, but they asking me like, how can I help you? And I'm like, yo, you see, if you come into my stuff, you see what I need. Like for me, when I go to businesses or help, out, I see them struggling in certain parts and I'm like, oh, I think I can help with that. And I'll be like, oh, can I help with this part? Because you see the problem. But if you don't see the problem, why are you here? Because then is it you want to just be a part of something to say you're a part of something? Because in the nonprofit world, we don't need people who just want to be a part. We want people who are actually here to make a difference, put in the time, the energy, roll up their sleeves and get dirty, because this is not a paid position. Some are, but most of the time with my nonprofit is all volunteer. So I've been volunteering my entire time for over 10 years and doing this, coming out of my own pocket for it. So And I'm thankful because we've helped a lot of people along the way, not only people who needed clothing or programs. We've also helped volunteers, um, it's just opportunities, networking, all of that. And some of them have become long time, people that I'm still connected with, which is great. But again, like, be mindful of the help you're trying to give, because people who are helpers can really identify. They said real recognize real. People who are really there helping and doing the work can automatically see somebody who is BSing. You know what I'm saying? They can see it, because if if the person is BSing themselves, then of course they're not going to see someone who is BSing. You know what I'm saying? You'll get people like, oh no, I think that person is good, because that person is BSing. So they seeing the same thing, like, oh, I do the same thing. So how am I going to call this person out? Because they basically telling themselves a lie too. Like, I'm doing something. But people who are actually doing it, and this could go for, okay, as a hairstylist, I'm here to help help a client grow their hair, to not to be dependent on them and stuff like that. Like, I authentically want to help. Like, you have a problem, your hair is your scalp is damaged, your hair is thinning, things like that. Okay, this is going to be what we're going to do. And then at this point, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are what you're supposed to do to keep this going. And you can go. Like, that's what I'm doing. Most of businesses thrive off of the need, like people needing them, so they become codependent on what they're offering. I'm not trying to do that, because I got a lot of things going on with my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to be like, you know what, here's some stuff. Carry on, but don't be codependent. Now, here, I'm going to teach you this. Like, I would teach some of my clients while I'm at their house how to braid. And I'll be like, okay, so if you need your hair to be touched up or stuff like that, this is some skills that you should know or should have. So that way you don't have to keep calling on somebody to retouch your hair if it should get frizzy. You can do it automatically, and it's less work because it's already done. The work is already done. You just need to go in and do a little touch up. So it works out for you. You know what I'm saying? So don't be, I'm not a fish giver. I don't want any of, people shouldn't thrive to be a fish giver. And I say fish giver because I'm like, if you teach a man, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, he'll eat a lifetime, right? So if I braid somebody's hair, they're good for the time period that it's good for, and then they need it done again. But if I teach a person how to braid, they wouldn't have to come to me again. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And it saves them. Yeah, it's probably the worst business tactic, but in the end, if I'm trying to live my life and live freely and not be constrained or attached to people who need me, it weighs me down. So the more I give, the more people will say, well, this person taught me, and then I can teach a lot of people, which is indirectly, if I think in abundance and not think in lack, I'll receive more, you know what I'm saying, than if I did like and held on to my gift. Like, I'm not going to teach nobody because I'm going to lose out on business. But if I say I'm going to teach people so that way they can be better, and I'm actually fulfilling a need and doing something with the gifts that I've learned off of, then I become more abundant, because I'm attracting it, because I'm not stressed out on money or feeling like I'm not in fear. I'm not in that fear mentality, and I'm not attracting that. So if that makes sense to you, you know what I'm saying. Now, and you want to know if you're a help or you're a block. There's a lot of people who are blockers. Like, they just there and they're in the way. If they don't do it physically, they're energetically blocking you. So you have to let them go. Like, they're not going to let go on their own. They're not, because they're trying to, like, they don't want to hurt your feelings. So they hold on. And even though they're hurting you because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Correct. And that could be in relationships, friendships, business, whatever. Just those people or certain things in your life, like you're holding on to it and it's trying to let go. Like you're holding on to something so much and it's trying to slip away. Like the universe is trying to pull it out of your hands, pry it out your hands, because it is killing you. If something is dead, it is not moving. If something is not moving, it is dead. You're taking all the energy, life force in you to bring this situation or person back to life that's not coming back. You have to release it, because what it is doing is draining you to the point where you will create ailments and illnesses in your life that will eventually kill you. Let it be blood pressure, high blood pressure, stress, stroke, aneurysms, all of that stuff. Release it. Free yourself. Free yourself from the guilt, from the shame, from all of that, from wanting someone to be next to you. Like a lot of people, so the crazy thing is, like, the conversation I was having before I started recording is, when I go to events, all the time when I was younger till now, I used to get there on time. You know, like I'm on time. Okay. Time for me is everything. It's always been that way. Like, I don't know if people will call you anal because you're on time. Like, I am respectful of a person's time. If you give me a time to show up somewhere, I'm going to be there. And if you're not on time, then I feel like that's disrespectful, period. So when I go to an event or something like that, when I was younger, I would always get there when they're setting up and getting ready, which is supposed to be the time. So a lot of people, there's like a trick with that. Like, if you know, well, not really. If you know you're going to be, so for me, I know I operate on time. So I just give people a time later and then they show up. But then it's just waiting. Okay, whatever. Don't do that. Just be on time. Set the time appropriately and then be on time. And if you need to update people along the way and say, hey guys, I'm going to be running an hour later or something like that ahead of time in an email group, then at least they know, okay, let me slow down. Let me not rush to get to this event, because you're now thinking about, oh, you know what I'm saying, their time, right? Which makes it better. But as I grew up, I was always there. And before I would get there so early, it would be like nothing to do. So what I would do is offer my help. Like, hey, like I didn't sit back and be like, oh my God, this place is not set up yet. I can't believe I'm this early. They wasted my time. I'm going to go home. I'm going to head out. No, I said, okay, is there something you want me to do? How do you want me to set up? You know, like, I would help out. I would become a part of the crew. And that's how I did a lot of my connections and networking, because I wasn't sitting back and waiting for things to start. I got in and allowed things, like, the more hands, the faster the thing's going to start, right? Like, if you sit back and don't do anything, then you're stopping or preventing things to happen on time. If you put your effort in and help the person, then the more people to help, the easier it is, and the quicker it is for it to start, to get it done, to build up the momentum, right? So there's the people who are lookers, like, they just sitting there judging and commenting like, oh, see, this is what I was talking about. It's never going to work or whatever. Those are the people who you need to remove, okay? Because all they're doing is sitting there telling you the things that can't happen or won't happen, and they're not helping. They come late. They have excuses for days. First of all, if you know you have to be somewhere, if you know you have to do something, then be there. There's no excuses, no adding things to your schedule if you know you have to be somewhere at a certain time. Like, people create their own messes and then expect you to be, you know, like, understanding, like, what? Like, I'm understanding that you are a mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you coming to help me and you are, like, not helping, then what am I here to be more compassionate towards you if you're not there to help. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, but sometimes some people get blocked for a reason so you can get things done. Anyways, because I'm a type of person, like, if I don't see somebody, I'm gonna get it done regardless. And then they look and they be like, oh shoot, she got it done. Yep, I got it done. And now I know I don't need you. Correct? There you go. So what I was trying to say, so it was crazy. Like, okay, I'm the type of person, wherever I go, I have this presence about me. I'm always looking like a part of the team, right? Like, I don't give off this thing like I'm a guest in any area that I'm at. Like, I would start standing out and people were like, oh my God. And it's because of how I show up. I always show up because I am there. I'm there because I'm supposed to be there. And it's that energy. I always have that energy. Sometimes, if I'm a little like down on my energy, I'll feel like, let me stand to the corner or whatever. But even in that, people will still seek me out and be like, oh, so what you do? I'll be like, Lord, I'm just trying to be me, doing what I gotta do. People think that I'm sitting on top of the world. No. Okay, so again, what I say is show up and feel like you belong there, but show up on time. Keep your excuses to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I grew up on this thing where, like, you're either going in my direction or you're in my way. Because if you stop, then I'm going to crash into you because I'm going to keep moving, right? So keep moving. Whether it's away from me or in front of me, I don't know, but whatever. Like, whatever. I feel like I'm getting off a track, but let me ground these thoughts. So again, when you are in a place, like, I've made connections off of people just because I didn't need them, right? I didn't need them. I didn't come off with that desperation, like, oh my God, I need you or whatever. Like, I never made people feel like that, because it makes people feel like it tries to make someone feel guilty because they want you to have them around all the time. I always been like, oh, okay, no problem. And I'll, keep it moving. After a while, I'm saying, if the stars align and that person, y'all can work together, then it's fine. But it's never, oh, I'm done with this person. If it is, it's because time and time again, you see that person is not really showing up for you, is not doing anything for you, and you're pouring in, then you walk away, right? It happens. I mean, sometimes it happens with me. Like, people be holding on to me, and I'm like, please let me go. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, there's certain energies, like, I can really read people. So if you have this desperation energy about you, I'm going to detach myself because I'm not about codependency. You know what I'm saying? When I was in that energy, then it was all fine. But in the fact that I've elevated out of it, then certain things start to, like, feel suffocated. It's just like, and I have to break free from it. So what I say this to say is, pay attention to the type of help you are giving to people, and pay attention to the type of help people are giving you. Because some people will give you breadcrumbs and act like they're helping you, which is not real help. And then some people will actually give their all. Please appreciate those people. But please do not pay attention to people who feel like they're sacrificing to help you. That means it's a people-pleasing type of thing instead of them really wanting to do it. They feel like it's a sacrifice. Meaning, if it's a sacrifice, they really don't want to do it, but they're doing it for something. right? Right? Look, I'm on to something, right? When people do things sacrificially, it's an offering for something in return. Those are the people you stay away from, because those are the people who will give you the, I did that for you, I did this for you, I did that for you. Like, okay, I mean, you didn't have to. I didn't ask you to do it. I thought you was literally doing it because you wanted to do it. And don't say like nobody wants to do. Some people want to do stuff to help people. Like, you never, like, I've done stuff and I hold the door for somebody that I don't know and I keep it moving. It's not that I'm saying like, oh my God, I'm going to get, that person's going to thank me and give me, no, like, a good thank you is nice, but if I see them needing something, they struggling with something, I'm going to come in and help. But again, pay attention to those people who are sacrificing something for them, because it's going to lead to resentment if they don't get what they want. And yeah, but anyways, I hope that made sense. I feel like I covered on, I think I covered on the topic of helping or blocking. Do not be a blockage, and definitely identify those who are blocking you from your true help. Okay. Have a good one. Stay blessed, stay safe, and COVID free, everybody. Love you. And happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm recording this on May 5th, so the recording probably goes out a little bit after, but you know what I'm saying, it's Cinco de Mayo week. It is May. Yes, so may you have a blessed day.
Thank you again for listening to Beauty and Braids. I'm your girl Karyne, and this has been another great day. Until next time, you'll hear from me then. In the meantime, please follow me on @HairByKaryne, @ShopBraidAppeal, and @YTC Nonprofit. Get to know me a little bit better. Check them out. Bye.